Well, hello Libra, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm very happy to have you joining me for your November Zodiac reading, in which we're going to connect with a member of your spiritual team. But before we get into all that, I need to ask you to please consider subscribing to my channel. The YouTube formula is real. It is based off of number of subscribers. That's the hardest to get. You can turn off notifications. That will not offend me. I won't even know. And that's what I do for everybody I subscribe to. Additionally, give the video a thumbs up, leave a positive comment, share the video. All those things really help with getting the content out there for people who don't necessarily know about the channel. So please do that for any YouTuber you watch. And additionally, if there's a channel or there's content that you don't like, never leave a thumbs down and don't leave negative comments. That really hurts a channel's algorithm. You know, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that do like it. And, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into this. So don't ruin it for them. Be the better person. You know, if it does offends you, or you don't agree with it, or you don't like it, or you don't like them, or whatever, just close out of the video and move on. And that positive energy, trust me, it will come back to you threefold. Because if you do the other and engage in the negative stuff, that'll come back to you threefold too. So just, you know, be the better person. All right. So before we get started, I wanted to talk about my beautiful Celestite geode. I brought that to the front. Normally it sits back here behind my astrophyllite. It's a great crystal for connecting with angels and higher beings. And I've also added some quartz to help amplify the energy. I also grid my meditation room with Celestite. And I do sell Celestite on my website, yournaturalhealer.com. And these are just some of the pieces. And they kind of vary in size, but aren't they gorgeous? I mean, they're stunning. And, you know, like I said, they do lots of things. But the thing that I recommend this the most for is communicating with angels. Okay. So one of the nice things about Celestite too is for anybody that has a newborn or very small children, you obviously wouldn't want to put this somewhere where it's in reach because of the fact that, you know, it is a choking hazard. But by putting Celestite in a room, it will draw in angels and of course the guardian angel, but it'll draw in angels when the child is sleeping or in there playing quietly by themselves, and the angels will watch over them. So I always, anybody that I know that's pregnant or expectant mothers, you know, I always recommend Celestite to put in the child's room. Can't go wrong with having some extra angel help. All right, so cards have been cleansed with sage, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit them with these are my tincture bells. So we're going to cleanse them with some vibration. Because I do break in between the readings just because my mouth gets super dry. After this one, I'm going to go get some throat chakra tea. I don't know, either throat chakra tea or maybe, what is it? Ginger and, is it ginger? Oh, I forget. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's a good tea for the throat. All right, so, and that's going to drive me crazy now because all I keep thinking about, my husband drinks it all the time for his thyroid. Anyway, sorry. All right, so I'm going to draw 5 cards and then I'll read those cards and, you know, we'll get to what each card represents when we get there. Now, I am at, gosh, now see, I thought of that tea and now I can't think of anything else. I am connected to Libra energy, but I can't connect to every Libra on the face of the earth. So there's a possibility that the reading may not resonate with you. And if that happens, and this is with any reading, whether it's my channel or somebody else's, don't get frustrated because, again, can't connect to everybody. There's always two things you can do with this particular reading. You can come back at a later date. I do this reading 3 times a year, so I will not do it again until March, okay? So maybe come back in like February. Or you can also get a personal reading. Go to yournaturalhealer.com, go to services, and you could get a reading there. Now, if the reading does resonate with you, I want you to take your right hand and I want you to place it on your heart. And I want you to say to yourself, yes, I claim this reading for myself, okay? And when you do that, what happens is it's like basically affirming that, you acknowledge the reading and, and whatever goes along with that, whether, you have work to do, and hopefully it's a positive reading. And that's another thing really quickly for anybody new is my readings aren't rainbow and unicorn readings. And what I mean by that is whatever cards I draw, those are your cards. And if it's crappy reading, well, it is what it is. I don't make this stuff up. I want everybody to have positive readings, but that doesn't always happen. So if you're somebody that's going to get triggered with, because there's a 50-50 chance this may not be a good reading. Like, for example, Virgo's wasn't all that great. If you're going to get triggered by that, then maybe this isn't the channel for you, or maybe it is, because obviously you got triggered for a reason. But anyway, just realize that my channel is authentic, and I am going to, sorry, I'm just feeling my phone. It feels really hot. I will read you what I draw. Okay. So Libra, the first card here is going to represent one of the members of your spiritual team. And remember, your spiritual team is made up of so many different beings. You have your guardian angel, who's like the CEO. You have angel guides. You have animal guides. You have elementals, scribes, galactic guides, light beings. Just, you see where I'm going with this. The archangels, ascended masters. There's just so many different people that you could call on for help. So we're going to pull this card to see who we are dealing with. It doesn't matter if the card is in the upright or reverse position. This is just to give us a gauge of who we're going to be talking to. So the card that you got is the Lovers card. So this, my friends, this is going to be all about some romance. All right, I wasn't planning on doing a love reading, but apparently whatever guide you have that is there with you to help you with your relationships, this is who we're dealing with. All right, so the first card that I'm going to draw is a message that they want to get to you right now, the moment you're watching this, okay? And that card is the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. Unfortunately, you're either in a space or you're about to move into a space where there's a little bit of, well, not a little bit, there's domestic disharmony, okay? The thing with that is you have to remember that all relationships are good and bad. And that, we have good times and bad times, and you're coming down that roller coaster and you're down in that valley, and that's kind of where you're at with this. And it kind of looks like that. So here was the high point. You're hitting a low point in your domestic life. Okay. If you're single, this is probably going to maybe not necessarily pertain to, and by single, I mean that you're not involved with anybody. So when I say in a relationship, that's whether you have a boyfriend, fiance, girlfriend, partner, engaged, whatever. Okay. If you're single where you're not involved with anybody, I think this is going to be more with yourself, okay? This is going to be that twin flame energy. And really quickly, I hate when people say twin flame because everybody thinks that twin flame is the same as soulmate, and it is not. People misuse that term. It got misused by somebody years ago to sell magazines. And now everybody, oh, he's my twin flame. She's my twin flame. No. If you want to really understand what the twin flame is, go to my playlist called Tuesday's Enlightenment. It's probably like 30 minutes long. And I explain exactly what twin flame really, truly in the true spiritual sense is, okay? Not this garbage that you see on Vogue and Cosmopolitan, okay? Anyway, so single people, this is, pertaining to you within yourself, that there's some disharmony within your own self, okay? Excuse me, all this talking. I need my tea. Okay, so, I think that for those in the relationship, there's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of conflict. It's just not happy. And I'm sorry to give you this kind of news. But especially if you're not in that space yet. But this is where the space is heading. So they want to be with you because, as I said, this isn't something that's necessarily doom and gloom in the end of anything. This is just that low point. And just don't make it seem worse than it actually is. But just be aware that there is some disharmony and conflict and arguing. And for you single people, again, this is disharmony within yourself. And this could be anything from negative thinking, like, oh, I'm not, smart enough to find anybody, or I'm never going to find anybody, and things like that. Because when you have that negativity about yourself and you put that out into the world, that's what you manifest. Remember, change your thoughts, change your life. Okay? So single people, change your thoughts and you watch the potential suitors line up. Okay? So this disharmony, don't let it spiral out of control, which it can do. Breathe, meditate on it. And the disharmony, I don't know if you're causing it, if the other person's causing it. This is a general reading, so it's really hard for me to say, but just be aware the current space or your near future, there's going to be that, that downslide. Okay. But call on your relationship angel. Call on them to be with you through the tough times. Okay. All right. So your relationship or love guide, whatever you want to call them, they've been sending you some messages over the last couple months and you've been ignoring them. You either have seen them and you don't really understand them, or you've seen them and you just like whatever. These are coming across in dreams, synchronicities, signs, symbols, maybe hearing a certain song on the radio. And the card that you got is the Knight of Cups. So again, cups, which is emotions. Procrastinating. Okay, this is about procrastinating, avoiding action is what you've been doing. And you need to face whatever the issues are that are causing this disharmony. You need to face them head on. Ignoring them is not going to make them go away, because that's just going to cause people to push down emotions, which is going to cause resentment and anxiety and discontent, and it will blow up. So don't procrastinate. If you have an issue, speak about it. Calm, rational. Stop avoiding action. If there's a financial problem, talk to your partner about it. Yeah, they might yell or whatever, but you need to remain calm and collective. You need to confront things head on. And if you're the single person without, any significant other, this is saying that, again, you need to confront whatever is going on within you that is stopping you from finding these relationships, from finding love, okay? Because there's something going on within your heart and within your head, okay? So you need to work through that. And again, with this being a general reading, I'm sorry, I cannot be more specific. Head on. Every month, and I don't know if it was you guys last month, I always get one reading that seems to go quicker than the others. And and this one's pretty straightforward. Domestic disharmony coming. You need to face things head on. Be rational, and if it's really super bad, there's no reason why you can't ask for help. Go couples therapy. And if they're not willing to do that, then maybe you go to therapy by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, because maybe you'll learn some techniques to deal with things, or maybe if you're the problem or part of the problem, because again, I can't tell in a general reading, a counselor or a therapist can definitely help you with those things. So the next card we're going to pull is your relationship/love guide, how you can better connect with them, especially with all of this, disharmony, this conflict going on. Excuse me. Okay, the Hierophant. Some people call it Hierophant, however, tomato. Call on your guide. You might not have a name for them, and that's fine. You can just say, I'm calling on my guide to help me with my relationship, and boom, they're going to be with you. They want you to seek help in any way that you can. They're going to be with you, whether they are guiding you with messages and things like that, or if it's going and seeking the help of outside help, whether a counselor, or maybe going and speaking with a clergy person, whether it's a rabbi or a priest or a minister, going and having, or even a friend, somebody to talk to, somebody to connect with. They are going to be with you through this. If you ask, you just need to ask them to be there, and trust me, they will be there. Because otherwise they wouldn't be here right now trying to get this message across that, there's going to be some disharmony, and it's going to suck, and you're going to be sad, and you're going to be mad, but it's not the end of the world, so they just want you to know that if you face the problem here head on, everything's going to be okay. And it's okay to ask for help, whether it's from your guide or elsewhere. Okay? Again, we're at 18 minutes. This is going way too fast. All right, Libra, the last card I want to draw is going to tell us, or tell you, I should say, what your spiritual path is. Okay? And it might tie into this and it may not. And you got the Four of Swords. And okay, first of all, I'm hearing calm down. So you need to stay calm. So when this starts occurring, you need to remain calm. You need to listen to your inner wisdom. Okay, so that third eye, that inner voice. Okay, because here you got Cups, and Cups deals with emotions. And, with this being in reverse, your emotions are going to really be amplified. So you need to remember to remain calm, keep your emotions in check, and don't let your emotions make any decisions for you during this time. Handle things straight on. And Swords is all about ideas. Okay. So that's a positive thing, using your mind, your logic, and also listening to that inner voice, because sometimes our emotions can get the best of us, especially if it's those raw emotions, which that plays into our sacral chakra. Okay. You definitely want to meditate. So what I would do is definitely work on all the chakras. Like I said, raw emotions, your sacral chakra is probably being affected with the fact that it's your relationship, your family life, your home life. That is right there. That's root chakra, your sense of security, your stability. So that's going to be affected. Most likely your solar plexus, depending whether you're an alpha person or not, your ego may be inflated, or you may be on the other side of the spectrum where your ego gets, cut down. So I really think that's going to get off balance as well. We said the heart chakra. The third chakra will kind of depend on the situation we're dealing with. So I would still include working on that. The third eye, again, you want to make sure that stays open, because part of the part of the purpose of our third eye is not just intuition, but being able to turn that third eye inward and doing some self-reflection. So you may need to do some self-reflection as well. So make sure, I'm sorry, I keep hitting this. Make sure that you're doing, the third eye chakra as well to, excuse me, to be able to self-reflect. And then, of course, your crown chakra, because that's going to help keep you connected to spirit and to keep your crown chakra open so that, you stay on your spiritual path. And I think with a combination of all those things, and definitely counseling, again, I'm going to say, can definitely help. And even the help of a spiritual advisor can, if you take this from the spiritual aspect, coming from your heart space, not overreact and really taking the time to reflect. This is a card you need to take some time and reflect, okay? Because if something happens and you just immediately, we can either react or respond. Reacting is like when you're driving along and somebody slams on their brakes in front of you and you have to slam on your brakes. That's a reaction. You don't even think, okay? A response is when something happens and you hear, oh, there's an accident 3 miles ahead, and while you're driving, you're like, okay, should I just wait, or should I take a detour or do a U-turn? And you kind of think about it and weigh the pros and cons and then make your decision what you're going to do. That's responding. So with this situation, you want to make sure you're responding and not reacting. Okay. So make sure you meditate. If you like guided meditation, I'm going to plug my channel. Go to my playlist, guided meditations. And there's a quickie 7 main chakra guided meditation that will definitely help you. When this is going on, the disharmony, there is one for anxiety and stress that may help you as well. But I think if you just take a breath and you respond and not react, this is going to go and turn right back around to where everything is good again. And again, remember, life, relationships, everything, work, health, everything is a duality, good and bad, so we have our ups and downs. So don't let this discourage you in any way. And again, remember, readings aren't set in stone. This is just telling you, if you stay on your current path, this is where this is headed. So, maybe in the interim, if you starting to feel like some discontent or something's happening, maybe you address it right then and there and it doesn't spiral to this. Okay. So, again, you're going to be just fine, but don't over exaggerate and think that this is the end of the world or the end of a relationship or a marriage or something like that. And that's not where this is going at all. Follow this card. Deal with things head on. Ask for help. Meditate, take care of yourself spiritually, and you are going to be just fine, Libra. Okay? So thank you. I hope I see you at the Monday and Friday readings. See in air quotes. And with that being said, go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.